Hello, good evening. Let's kindly wait for uh, some of our friends to join before we start. Thank you. Let's wait for just another minute, then we start with tonight's session. All right, please let me know if we can start now. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first session of data analysis from zero to insight. My name is Joshua Darrah. And over the next few weeks, I'll be guiding you through the foundations of data analysis from absolute beginner level to real world projects. Now, whether you're a student, entrepreneur, freelancer, programmer, or just curious about technology, you are in the right place. Tonight's session is beginner friendly, like practical and interactive. So if you are joining live, make sure to drop your name, subscribe to the channel, like the stream, ask questions anytime in the comments. Though and Jupyter notebook for coding, as well as Visual Studio Code for coding. Now, let's begin with the overview of week one. This week is all about building the foundation. We'll cover what data analysis is, some real world use cases, the courses roadmap, and the Python setup. Now, many people hear data analysis and immediately think it's only for mathematicians or coding experts. But the truth is, data analysis is simply the process of collecting information, understanding patterns, and using insights to make better decisions. Every company today relies on data. Some of these companies are bank, hospitals, schools, also football clubs, even government institutions. YouTube creators are also among. Data is absolutely everywhere. Can anyone in the chat mention one place where data is used daily? If you are watching live, you can just mention one place where data is used daily in the chats as we continue. Now let's proper define data analysis. Data analysis is the process of collecting data, cleaning data, organizing data, exploring patterns, drawing conclusions, and making decisions. Let me come again. Data analysis is the process of collecting data, cleaning the data that has been collected, organized the already cleaned data, then exploring patterns from the organized data. After that, we draw conclusions from the patterns that we've explored, then make decisions with these patterns. Now, think of it this way. Raw data is like crude oil. It has value, but it must be processed before it becomes useful. For example, if a school records students, if a school records student scores for let's say 5 years, that data can help answer questions like which subjects students struggle with most, which teacher gets the best outcomes, are results improving yearly. Like this is data analysis. That is what data analysis is. Now, you might be thinking, why is this data analysis important today? It is because most companies do not, or almost all the companies don't want to guess. Most companies want real evidence. So the data analysts help businesses answer questions like, why are sales dropping? Which products perform best? Which customers are likely to leave? What marketing strategy works best? That's why data skills are among the most demanded skills globally. Now, who here wants to become a data analyst, a software engineer, or an AI engineer someday? I personally am into AI stroke machine learning, engineering, and in this machine learning, we also use the data analysis process because before an AI performs any task it wants to perform, first it needs to be fed with data. But then we can't just feed the AI with any data. In engineers, we first get data, then we clean, we first get data, which is the collection of the data, then we clean the data. After cleaning the data, we organize the data. Then when the data is organized, the AI model or the AI model we are trying to train explores patterns in the data that has been organized, then draws conclusion from that data. When it draws the conclusion, it is the conclusion that helps it make decisions like on what to do. Taking ChatGPT, for instance, when you are it is already fed with a clean and organized data. So when you make a query, it is not like someone is sitting behind a machine that is giving you the answers now. It is the AI itself that is giving you the answer. Why is this AI giving you the answer? Or why is it able to give you the answer? It is because it has an already organized or structured data. Now, we'll talk about the types of data very soon, then you understand what I'm saying. It already has an organized data. So this organized data helps it explore patterns in that data, then makes decisions from it. That is how, like, say, ChatGPT works or most AI models work. Now, let's move on to types of data. There are two major categories We have structured data and unstructured data. Now, you might be thinking, what is structured data? Structured data is organized neatly into rows and columns. Examples are Excel sheets, CSV files, databases, students' records, financial transactions. This type of data is easy to search and analyze. For example, a spreadsheet containing name, age, phone number, and salary. This is structured. It is very easy to search through to find whatever you're looking for. If you are trying to find somebody's age, you can just go to the person's name, then find the person's age. This data is already structured, so it is easy to search and analyze. That is what we meant or we mean by structured data. Now, moving to an unstructured data. This is data without a fixed format. Examples include images, videos, emails, PDFs, audio recordings, social media posts. Now, here's something interesting. Most of the world's data today is actually unstructured. You might be thinking why. Think about TikTok videos, for instance, voice notes, CCTV footages from CCTV cameras, even YouTube comments. They are all unstructured data. AI systems are becoming powerful because they can analyze unstructured data. Over here, we are not talking about structured data. They can now analyze unstructured data. Now, can anyone give another example of structured or unstructured data in the chat? Any example anybody can think of? Please, as we are going, if anyone has a question, kindly put it in the comment section. Though questions will be taken at the end of the presentation, but you are still free to ask any questions. If probably I said something that you didn't get well or clearly, you are free to ask. If no questions, we can still move on. Fraud detection, credit scoring, risk analysis. If you're eating it, think about it. If like your ATM card suddenly gets used in another country unexpectedly, AI systems may block it automatically. Let's go to the health sector and let's see from there. Hospitals use data to predict disease outbreaks, track patients' recovery, and improve treatments. Taking e-commerce, for instance, platforms like Amazon, they analyze what customers buy, what they search for, what they click. That's why mostly you see that your recommendations like feel personalized. So you open Amazon or you open Jumia, you open any e-commerce site and you're scrolling through, you'll see that most of the things you're seeing are things if you've thought of buying or you've thought of purchasing sometime, or you just yes, you feel like all the recommendations that they are giving you are personalized, like they are tailored towards you. It's like that is what you need. You are seeing everything that you need. And these are all they don't just happen. They are all by the help of data analysis. Without data analysis, would have been difficult for such things to be in place. Taking sports, for instance, football clubs analyze player performance, injury risks, and match statistics. That is how data analysis is used. Taking marketing, for instance, companies track advertisements performance, audience engagement, and conversion rates. Even in government sectors, governments use census and economic data for resource allocation, policy decisions, infrastructure planning. So data analysis is not just about coding, like it actually solves real world problems. That is what data analysis is. Moving on, I would want us to look at the roadmap for this entire program or course. For this week, as we've already started, we are doing the introduction and the Python setup. For the next week, which is week 2, we'll be going into Python for data analysis. We'll learn NumPy, pandas, data cleaning, exploratory data analysis, probably visualization. Yeah, we'll learn all those things in week two. Going to week three, we'll go to SQL. We'll learn databases, SQL queries, and connecting Python with SQL. Now, moving to week four, we are going to actually build a complete end-to-end data analysis project together. That is where we are going to bring in a capstone project. So by the end of this program, you won't just understand the theory. You actually build projects that you can add to your portfolio and be proud of. To to get ready, let's move into the setup. That is what we are coming to do today. Today is just a beginner friendly uh, session. So we are only coming to install Python, see some few use cases of Python, and then we see how we can install Jupyter Notebook too. And also those that we want to use VS Code also, we'll do with that. Now let's see how we can install Python. Kindly give me a moment so that I show you guys how you can install Python on your PC or your desktop. First, let me switch to this Chrome tab so that you guys can see how you can install Python easily. Just give me a moment. So to install Python, simply go to your browser. You can use Chrome, you can use any browser of your choice. Just go to your search tab, type python.org, hit enter, then it brings you to this page. When it brings you to this page, all you just have to do simply is go to downloads. When you click on downloads, you download the one that is suitable for your operating system. You can download for Windows, you can download for Mac OS, you can download for Linux. It depends on the operating system you are using. So those that are using Windows can just click here, download for Windows. You can select your operating system here, then you download. Just a moment while I switch back to. Now, there is something that is very important about installing the Python that will just be downloaded. When installing, make sure you check add Python to path. You will see it in your installation process. It is very important. Make sure you check it. If you don't check it, you would have to do it manually, which might be a little bit challenging for some people. So just make sure when you're installing Python, you check add to path, add Python to path. There is a checkbox in the process of installation. You will see it. Make sure you check it. You check that checkbox that adds Python to path. Now, as Python is being installed, this is how you install Python. So as it is being installed, you can go when you are done installing the Python, just open your command prompt or terminal. When you open your command prompt or terminal, type pip install notebook. Hold on, let me type it for you guys to see. Just a moment while I switch to uh, a terminal where I can type that for you to see. Please feel free to ask any questions as the presentation is going on. If you don't get something clearly, please let me know. Just a moment. If you can't see the terminal, kindly let me know. So when you open your terminal, you can open your Windows terminal, that is PowerShell, or you can open a terminal, just any terminal. You can open a terminal in VS Code or whichever one you prefer. Then you type pip install notebook. Now, if you've not installed Python, you will not be able to run this command because this pip is it requires Python before you can use this. So you have to make sure that the Python is properly installed. Then you go ahead with installing the Jupyter notebook. So pip install notebook, you hit enter, you wait for it to install on its own. So it is downloading the packages to install. Let's wait while it finishes with the downloads and installation. Today's session is mostly focused on the installation of the tools that we'll be needing for the subsequent sessions. So we have to get everything set up and working before we start with the actual um, data analysis agendas, the coming sessions. You have to make sure everything is working properly before the next session so that you can follow what we are doing. Just a moment. If you are joining us live and you are installing it as I'm also installing it, if you are facing any challenges, just kindly let us know in the comment section so that we can address it as we go. If you watch this later too and you face any challenges, just feel free to still put it in the comment sections. We will come back and address it for you. This exercise feel I'm sure you are installing it by now. I would have skipped this if it wasn't um, a live session. But since it's a live session, we have to wait for it to finish with the installation. For those that would want to use VS Code, when you would first have to install VS Code. As this is installing, let me show you guys how you can install VS Code. Most of you guys already know, but there might be a colleague there that doesn't know. So we still have to go through that process. Then how we can set it up for the next the coming sessions, because we will need them. Without them, all we'll just be doing is theory. But that is not what we are coming to do. We're actually coming to learn and learn everything at once. Okay. Yeah. Now to be able to install VS Code, just head into your browser again, then type your VS Code. Just type VS Code here. The first one that pops up, just click on download over here. When you click on download, it brings you to the download page. So you select the operating system you are downloading it for. Those that will be using Windows, you download for Windows. Linux, you download for Linux. Mac, you download for Mac. After the download, make sure you also install the Python. So after the download, you um, let me go back to the VS Code and show you. And for those installing the Jupyter notebook, it is done now. Ours is done. But before that, let's go to our VS Code squad. Now, when you download the VS Code and you've installed it, and you've also installed your Python, before you be able to run the Python files, you need to go to this extension tab, then type code runner. So when you type code runner, you see this one with the dot run logo. You click on it. When you click on it,